Welcome everyone to Imaginative Visions Gaming Central, my friends. This is where we do reviews, conduct interviews, previews, and do retrospectives on all things gaming. And today we have a review for you, my friends. Today we are going to be talking about Crime Scene Killer. Now, this is a game that was recommended to me for a while from my Steam friends who played this game last year to my Xbox friends who played it this year with Xbox Game Pass, and that's how I played it. So all the footage that you're seeing here has been recorded for Xbox for PC via the Game Pass. And let me just give you an overview of the game before I talk about the story, gameplay, the graphics, the sound, and replay value, and then give you my final rating. Now, once you get tangled with the mob, you will forever be part of the mob. At least they pay decent salary, and all you have to do is clean up after their dirty work. But you know what you're doing. So clean crime scenes, earn as much money as you can, and get ready for the next mission in Crime Scene Cleaner. And that's pretty much the gist of it. But the story, if you want to do a little bit more deep dive, at the core of Crime Scene Cleaner, it isn't just about mopping up the blood or hauling the corpses. It's about survival. You play as Kowalski, a down on his luck janitor working for the mob to pay for his sick daughter's care. The premise is both absurd and grounded, absurd in its dark humor, grounded in the humanity that gives weight to every job. What could have been a paper thin excuse for cleaning missions actually carries some surprisingly emotional depth. Each time you return home, you'll see that his apartment has evolved, furniture's improved, his dog Dexter greets you, and the quiet reminders of his daughter's illness hang over the balance and over your work. The story never overwhelms the gameplay, but it does enrich it, giving players a reason to care beyond the checklist satisfaction of the game. And that's one thing I really did like about this. So we do get a little bit of characterization, a little bit more emotional depth as you explore the apartment. You can read some notes, you can get the emails from his daughter, like, remind you of why you're actually doing this really messed up job. And it's dark, especially like some of the crime, some of the missions in here are dark. Just the brutality of, unfortunately, the poor souls that lost their lives in this game. You feel for it. You really do have like this connection towards when you see the city. You're going, holy God, I gotta clean up all this stuff. And speaking of cleaning up, let's talk gameplay. Mechanically, the game borrows from simulator as therapy, school of design. So much like Power Wash Simulator, the act of cleaning is oddly cleansing or meditative. If I know it sounds a little bit dark. I know some people are watching. It's like, what, cleaning up people's blood, hauling corpses, and you know, cream and kind of disguising a crime for the mob is like meditative to you. It's relaxing to you. Are you sick? Are you dark? Like, what is wrong with you? Are you fucked up in the head? Hear me out. It's kind of relaxing. It little bit. It kind of is. It's no different than me playing House Flipper, which I'll probably review later on because I did have a good time playing that game too. These type of games, believe it or not, is something that's such a simple premise. I never expected to have so much calm, stillness, or just actual enjoyment. Just really cleaning up and making sure I hit every single checklist. Did I get all the evidence? Did I wipe up all the blood? Did I get hidden items for me to steal that I can bankroll in my bank account? You know, the level range from dingy apartments to spas to mansions. Each one tells its own silent tale through the mess left behind. Your toolkit expands as you progress through the story and progress through the missions. You get your basic mops and sponges, but they will evolve later on to pressure washers and detergents and even some high-tech gadgets as well, like the ozonator. But there's also a cleaner vision mode. So the cleaner vision mode, you can think of it as like Batman Arkham Asylum that helps you spot hidden stains or evidence in there. And I use this religiously because I wanted to make sure that I have that 100% or at least 90 percentile when it came to my clean. I either want to be perfect or impressive. I will say this, the loop is straightforward. You clean, dispose, repair, you collect your pay, you dispose the bodies, you pick up the trash, you clean the trash. You are literally just cleaning. That is the whole gist of the game. You are cleaning. It's addictive in its short bursts. However, repetition and repetitiveness does creep in during the longer big missions because sometimes there is a huge mess. And I do love the fact if you're, and it's all in first person, but I do love the fact that when you first start your mission and you see the mess and you know the amount of time it's going to take to clean this entire area to get 100%, you're just going like, ah, shit. Maybe I should take on this mission. Let me save it now and take on this mission when I have a lot of time to kill because sometimes some of these missions, believe it or not, took me an hour and 30 minutes just to get 100% because I was that meticulous of cleaning everything and looking at everything to make sure that I scrubbed everything, used the cleaner vision, used UV rays. I wanted to make sure there was no DNA left unchained because I was just so afraid, like, oh crap, what if they find out I missed the spot? What's gonna happen to the guy that's hiring me? So it does. You do get so immersed with it that it gets addictive. But I will have to say, for the bigger missions, it's going to feel repetitive, especially when you're running back to a water source to refill your pressure washer or refill your mop or refill the buckets. But thankfully, this game allows upgrades. So they have a skill tree here. So as you complete missions, depending on how your missions are, the more points you get, and you get to upgrade your tools. You get to upgrade your speed, and you get to upgrade a lot of stuff to make the cleaning of those large missions a little bit more digestible. And overall, I have to say, gameplay is addictive, can get repetitive, but honestly, that checklist of you really putting yourself in the shoes and really immersing yourself into the game, you're not gonna really feel the repetition because you're having so much fun just trying to clear everything out for the boss. So, graphically, let's talk graphics. Visually, the game hits a sweet spot between grim realism and stylized grit. Blood spatters, there's debris, and rendering with enough detail to make the cleaning satisfying. But the art direction avoids slipping into that grotesque photorealism, thank God. Environments are diverse from greasy diners to lavish penthouses, like I said, the spa, each dripping with atmospheric and environmental storytelling. There are occasional clipping issues and textures quirks, but nothing really game breaking. There was actually one moment when I was playing where I was cleaning and he just teleported outside the room that I was cleaning. He actually made a weird comment about it too. I'm not sure if that was part of the game, but he actually said something. I was like, oh, okay, maybe that was part of the game. But there are some graphical clippings, especially with the blood when you're cleaning and things like that. Graphical clippings when you're taking out the placing them in the trash, like you don't place them properly, or you place them in one area and they will just jump into the proper area that they need to go to. It clips a little bit. But overall than that, nothing frame rate breaking, nothing really game breaking that just ruins the entire experience. I thought the graphics was pretty tasteful. It didn't thankfully it didn't go so photorealistic with it where you're like, oh yeah, this is a little bit too real for me. So it's not at a point where anyone's gonna feel uncomfortable or squirmish for the sight of blood or guts or anything like that. So graphically, I'll have to say pretty damn good. Sound design is the unsung hero here. The sound of the mop dragging through the blood, the hiss of pressure washer, and the satisfying pop when a stain finally disappears, making the act of cleaning oddly tactical. There's some noises, distant sirens, dripping faucets, creaky floorboards, it really does good immersing you into the crime atmosphere. And Kolsky's dry commentary and his dark humor really does give a little bit lighthearted to the experience when it comes super heavy. I mean, come on, some of these kills that happen in this game, you're looking at them, you're like, okay, this is a sick psychotic son of a bitch. Wow, and I have to clean this mess. Soundtrack is minimum, but it does do a good job of letting the environment do the work and really they have like some classical music tracks in certain levels that really do bring out that cleaning feel, but otherwise it's pretty decent. Now for the replay value, here's where I would say it might be a hit or miss because the campaign has a couple of levels, each taking anywhere to 30 minutes to 2 hours. So completionists can dig into collectibles, apartment upgrades, but once you finish, there's little incentive to return to it. The lack of alternative modes or randomized scenarios means replayability hinges on how much you enjoy the core looping of cleaning. For players who find that act therapeutic, it might be worth a second pass. For others, it's gonna be a one and done experience for me, like I said. So we are going to go into our, it's time it is, my friends. It's time for our imaginative visions rating system when it comes to gaming. We have our power bar. So let's take a look at the power bar here. So we have a max power up, which is a must play masterpiece. Level up, excellent, engaging, rewarding, checkpoint reach, good, fun, but with a few flaws. Low health, weak, struggles to deliver, game over, 100% not worth your time. I'm giving Crime Scene Cleaner a level up. It's excellent, engaging, and damn well rewarding. I will have to say, it does get a little bit repetitive, and unfortunately, there's no real replay value after you have completed everything. There's no additional modes, no race with no multiplayer where you can race your friend to see who can clean it up the fastest. That would actually be pretty cool to see that. And hopefully, if there's another one down the line, that would be a really cool way to do it. But overall, I'll have to say, Crime Scene Cleaner takes a grim premise and spins it into something strangely relaxing. Its story adds weight. Its gameplay loop scratches the same itch as tidying your real life room, and presentation balances gore with some humor and humanity. So I'm gonna give this a level up. This is Justin from Imaginative Visions. What did you think of Crime Scene Cleaner? Comment below. Let me know if you like what we do here. Hopefully we earned your subscription. If we did, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I'll be back with more video game reviews, discussions, interviews, previews here on Imaginative Visions Gaming Central. For a full written review, head over to imaginativevisions.com, my friends. Later days.